Okay, so more reports have surfaced about the Eagles really trying to trade for Jalen Ramsey. Meanwhile, Howie Roseman just brought back a former Eagle to the team. Plus, he just gave a multi-year extension to a very important contributor to the Eagles' success. So much to break down, including Saquon Barkley on the Madden cover. And after this week, no more talk about the tush push, aka brotherly shove. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you rock with our Philadelphia Eagles, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So the week of the big NFL decision is finally here. Adam Schefter tweets, owners are scheduled to meet Tuesday and Wednesday in Minneapolis to vote on a proposal to ban the tush push play that the Eagles have mastered. The proposal was tabled this spring at the league meeting in West Palm Beach, but is expected to come to a vote this week. At this point, I am so tired of the back and forth as it pertains to the brotherly shove. Nobody can do it like us, and that's why the league wants to ban it. Every owner that talks about banning it brings up the injury history, which there is none. They're talking about stuff that can happen in the future. That could be on any play. Now, of course, I don't want the play to be banned. I want the Eagles to be able to run it in 2025. I just don't think the league's going to allow it, and I'm tired of hearing it. We got Jalen Hurts still, so we can do the regular quarterback sneak. We got two backs in Saquon Barkley and A.J. Dillion that can rush for 1 yard. Plus, we got some fullbacks and some specialty plays that the Eagles can run with the personnel they brought in. I'm talking signees and rookies. However, I do find it funny that the Packers were the one to propose the ban for the brotherly shove, and the Liberty line said this yesterday. A.J. Dillon calls his former team soft for trying to ban the tush push, and he says what all Eagle fans say, you shouldn't ban a play solely because a team is good at it. But like I said, it is what it is, and we'll find out that ruling soon enough. As for another rule changed, Adam Schefter tweeted, NFL owners also expected to vote on the Lions' proposal to reseed teams based on the record after the first round of the playoffs, which means getting to the playoffs is exactly the same. But after the first round, if you were the 7th seed due to your division being tough, but your record is better than the leader of the NFC South, you automatically jump over them. So you can go from the 7th seed to the 2nd or 3rd seed after the first round, which is kind of strange to me. But what do you think about being able to read seed teams after the first round of the playoffs? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Moving on to some breaking news, Jeff McClain was the first to tweet sources. Former Jets GM Joe Douglas is returning to the Eagles. When he was here the first time, his primary contribution to the Eagles was his role as the vice president of player personnel from 2016 to 2019. He then left Philadelphia to become the New York Jets general manager. Now, when you look at his tenure as the Jets GM, his quarterback selections were horrible. But when you look at his defensive selections in New York and some of the skill positions, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, the dude knows how to scout talent at many positions on offense and defense, just not the quarterback position. And since the Eagles already got their franchise Super Bowl MVP winning quarterback, it's a great fit. Plus, look at all the experience he has with this front office, most importantly, Howie Roseman. Although he's not coming back to be the vice president of player personnel, Douglas will be back in a senior scouting role with the Eagles after the Jets fired him as GM in November, according to NFL sources, which is important because the Eagles just lost their senior scout, Anthony Patch, to the Las Vegas Raiders. So again, Howie Roseman's process is still going to be his process. We just got Joe Douglas's eyes as senior scout over Anthony Patch, and I do believe it's an upgrade because Joe Douglas knows talent. Not saying Anthony Patch doesn't, just didn't really know how big of a role he had when he was here compared to what we knew Joe Douglas was bringing to the table. So I like the move a lot, especially with how Howie Roseman has grown. I think them two are going to do great things together. But that's not all. We just got even more breaking news. The Eagles just agreed on a multi-year extension with head coach Nick Sirianni, which is absolutely deserving. Here's a statement from Eagles owner Jeff Lurie. As an organization, we have always strived to create a championship culture of sustained success. Nothing is more important to fostering such an environment than having tremendous leadership. Nick has embodied everything we've been looking for in a head coach since we hired him 4 years ago. His authentic style of leadership, football intelligence, passion for the game, and growth mindset have helped to bring out the best in our team. I'm excited for what the future holds for our Philadelphia Eagles. Say what you want about him not calling plays directly. However, I do think he impacts this offense. Always got the right coaches on staff. The players love him. Look at how many wins he's had in 4 years. You can't just make this up. This type of production doesn't happen for every coach. Trust and believe that. Brandon Lee Gowton tweeted, NFL head coaches ranked by all-time winning percentage. Number 1, Guy Chamberlain, 784. John Madden, 759. Vince Lombardi, 738. George Allen, 712. And Nick Sirianni in 5th with a .706. Now, Nick Sirianni didn't coach as many years as these guys, but 4 years is a pretty decent sample size. And who knows, by the time he's done coaching, he could even move up a little. Also, as much as we love the rookies that Howie Roseman has drafted over the years, look at the player development that has been done under Nick Sirianni. Probably the best we've seen in a long time. I am absolutely excited he got extended and will be leading this franchise for multiple years, most likely to multiple Super Bowls. Now with Brock Purdy getting paid over the weekend, pushing Jalen Hurts outside the top 10 paid quarterbacks, maybe not this offseason, but next offseason we got to be talking about the extension for Jalen Hurts to keep Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts winning together. A lot of people downplay the quarterback coach tandem of Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni, but they win just as much, if not more, than Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Minus a Super Bowl too, but that will come. They've been together longer than Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni have been together, but you can see the dynamic is there. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section on the multi-year deal they gave Super Bowl head coach Nick Sirianni. Once again, I absolutely love it. Switching gears is something that is a little concerning to me. Eagle Nation tweeted yesterday, Saquon Barkley will be on the cover athlete of Madden 26 per John Clark. Now, granted, as a Saquon Barkley, Eagle, and Madden fan, I'm excited, but I do low-key believe in the Madden curse. Let me know your thoughts. Are you worried about Saquon Barkley being on the Madden cover? This won't be the exact art, but it does look pretty tough. Lastly, let's talk about this report that came out over the weekend. Logan Lane, who covers the Dolphins, not too sure how much he is in the know, but he did say the Eagles have emerged as a team engaging in trade discussions for Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey. The Eagles and Dolphins have a prolific recent history of getting deals done, including a blockbuster trade in 2021. Again, we talked about this on the channel a couple weeks ago when Jalen Ramsey was linked to the Eagles by some Philadelphia bloggers. Again, I just don't know how this happens, simply because he has a lot of money on the books. And at first, the Dolphins stated that they won't eat any of the money, so the team that trades for him will be responsible for about $25.1 million. Now, as time passes, Dolphins really trying to move him. Maybe they do consider to eat some of that money to get him off the books in general. Just last year in 2024, he made the top 100 at number 25. That means his NFL peers voted him as the 25th best player in the NFL. A.J. Brown spoke highly about him in his interview. But like I said, he's 30 years old and he has a lot of money on the books. The Dolphins will definitely have to do something about that. And I think Howie would have to check with Vic Fangio, because remember, when Fangio departed from the Miami Dolphins, Jalen Ramsey said that he wasn't utilized right in Fangio's scheme. Although in even Fangio's scheme, he made a top 100, and we all know what Fangio did with this Eagles defense. Maybe bygones could be bygones. Maybe the Dolphins can clear up some money, and maybe Howie Roseman does it. I just don't understand. If you're going to pay for a 30-year-old corner, why not bring back Slade? We tried, but we failed. And the Steelers only signed him for $10 million. So the Eagles weren't willing to pay a 30-plus-year-old corner over $10 million. So I don't see how Jalen Ramsey fits on this team, even though Dolphin writers are trying to still link him to Philadelphia. Now, the article did say there's 4 or 5 other teams, but they singled out the Eagles, maybe for the clicks. I don't really know. At the end of the day, OTAs are almost here, not just the rookies, the whole team. So we'll see some of the things the Eagles can improve on. We know Howie Roseman does like to make additions in late June, early July, and even August. If you got anybody's name that you think the Eagles should or could be looking at, let me know. And maybe I'll do a video on it in the future because y'all inspire videos. With that being said, I didn't forget about the Jalen Hurts jersey giveaway. It was supposed to come out Friday, should come out Wednesday. Had family come over. As you seen, I've been MIA Friday and the weekend, but we still got a couple more names to tally, and we will get that out this week for sure. On that note, hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, drop the muscle emoji if you're Philly strong, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out.